this is Meg at Chasing Retro. Today I have a small thrift haul. I think at least one of these sets of items will be from a yard sale and the rest are from thrift shops. I'm gonna use the hashtag Thrifted Treasures, which is a hashtag hosted by Dale at Not Too Shabby Chic. So please check out her channel and the other hashtag Thrifted Treasures participants. So this week I was able to get out to some thrift stores, and then there were a couple of estate sales and yard sales we went to also. He actually had better luck this weekend than I did. He found several tools that he's been looking for, both automotive and woodworking tools. So he was very excited. I was excited for him. We will start with the books and then we'll move on to the things that are not books. I was pretty choosy this time with which books that I brought home because I really don't need any more, but you'll see why I chose each of these in a moment. This was in, not really a thrift store, it was in a resale store, and all of the proceeds went to a children's home. This is evidently sort of a informational booklet put out by the Baptist Home Mission Board. I'm guessing late 70s, early 80s. I think it says March 80. But I had never seen this characterization of Annie Armstrong, who, so if you're familiar with Baptist, or if you're not familiar with Baptist, Baptists have two large offerings they take up every year for missions. One is Lottie Moon and one is Annie Armstrong. Lottie Moon is offerings and donations for missions overseas, and Annie Armstrong is for home missions. So here's Annie, and they sort of turned her into a, Annie Armstrong was real, but they made her, I guess, more of a fictitious character in this book. And as you can see, the art, the illustrations is like my favorite kind. I love it so much. And then here is CP. I think CP stands for Cooperative Program, but I thought it was cute that they turned him into a little guy too. And then they're just explaining that they were going to increase their missions for that year. And I just love all the pictures. This is an interesting one. It's sort of a layered photograph of armed forces. So I thought I could use a couple of pages in journals, but also she's just perfect to cut out. She would be adorable on a journal cover. So be looking for Annie in some of my future projects. I found this reader called Treasure Gold, and I think there's a set of 4 of these. I don't know who puts them out. Reading Caravan by Heath. So Reading Caravan had either 4 or 5 titles. I now have 3 of the 5. I have Meadow Green, I believe, Treasure Gold, and Peppermint Forest or something. But they're very whimsical and the covers are very cute. I think there's an Under the Sea one, and then there's one that I don't really care for. I just don't think it's attractive, so I probably won't get that one. But at some point, I'll be making eclectic journals out of these as a series. But this one was in great shape, even compared to the ones I have. The images inside are okay. They're not quite as nostalgic and vintage as I like. That's pretty. But I mainly got this for the cover. Oh, and each chapter heading has really fun artwork, full page artwork too. Let's see if we can find another one. Here's another one. A little dragon. I think this is a 4th grade reader. I don't know if each one was for a different grade. I'm assuming so. Patriotic. Oh, look at that one. So fun. If you ever see these, Reading Caravan, pick them up. They're super fun and unique. I hardly ever see them in the thrift shops. I got an Easter Ideals, and this is a pretty old one. I don't really do Easter journals that often, so I'm not sure if I'm going to hold on to this one or put it in my shop. If any of y'all are interested, let me know. This was published in 1961, but it's lovely. I'll just do a quick flip. Lots of flowers. These are the pages, if you know, Ideals sort of fluctuated between, or I guess maybe started out with more of this bumpy, almost watercolor texture paper, and then they went to just normal paper. Actually, this is a blend of both. This is a watercolor feeling page, and this is smoother. So maybe this is the transition year. But I've always thought that some of these, look at that picture of creation. Oh my goodness. That is amazing. I love it when paint, my dad is an artist, and he would paint clouds, and they would have the blue and the white like a cloud, but then he'd bring in some orange and pink and yellow because of the sun. And I just thought that was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. Look at that. I am no artist, but I've always thought that if you can draw clouds and water and make them look real, then you are a true artist. You have talent. These are just beautiful. This makes me want to hold on to this. There's a giraffe. I may have to hold on to this because so much of this is not Easter. It's just beautiful scenery. And I'm surprised that I came across this one because, again, I normally don't come across these in thrift shops, at least not non-church thrift shops. This one was in a thrift shop that donates to children's camps. And it was marked as $3, which I thought was a fair price. I have gotten them as cheap as 50 cents, but that's pretty rare. I have this picture and another one. Bunnies. So lovely. Look at that kid with his dog. So fun. Okay, so Easter ideals. I picked up 2 music books. I'm pretty choosy when it comes to music. I don't really need much music. I mainly try to pick up things that are for children or are very, either the quality and the feel of the paper is unique, or it's very busy music. And when I say busy, I mean very close together, lots of notes, lots of complicated looking notes. I just think that makes prettier ephemera. The harder to play, the prettier the ephemera. So I picked this one up. It's 1934, and it's been much loved. It's been bent and taped and all of that, but I just love it. This page has been ripped out halfway and put back in. And the backs of these are always really pretty too. And this one's called the Music Fun Book. I'd never heard of this before. Let's see what year. 47. And it's a workbook, so a child has done this, but I think that makes it more precious. We've got learning our fingers on the keys, and evidently they cut and pasted with some, that's actual like paste. Rubber cement maybe. Or the little, do you all remember the glue that came in the glass bottle that had the little rubber applicator? I remember that. That might be what this is. We were still using those in school in the early 80s. I always thought it smelled super weird. I wonder why we didn't just use Elmer's, because it seems like Elmer's is so cheap. I don't know. So yeah, I don't mind it being filled in. I think that makes it more special. So here's the page they must have cut out all the pieces from. And then at my favorite thrift store, I went back with my husband. This is where I got the ribbon. They had a box of free books that they were trying to donate to a library in town for their bookshop, but the library did not come get them. So they were just giving them away. Most of them were not things that I'd be interested in, but I did find a few retro things. This series of cookbooks, this is the 3rd that I've bought. It's made by a company called Nitty Gritty Productions. If you all ever see these, pick one up. They're always landscape and shape, and I've never seen one with yellow pages. This also feels like watercolor paper. It's very fibrous, and I mean, how can you go wrong with a all fondue cookbook with yellow pages? So definitely, I think the other two I have white pages. And one is German cooking and one is cooking with vegetables. And my husband actually uses that one and he likes to cook out of it. So I will not be putting that one in my journal, but certainly I can use a lot of these fondues. And then church cookbook, looks like 54. 76 was when this was published. And I bought this one mainly because, you know, we all had these church cookbooks. I bought this mainly for the clip art. So the clip art that they used was pretty retro, I thought, for the 70s. Little girl on the stove. Going to school. Look at the little anthropomorphic tea and sugar. So that's why I bought this, not because of the recipes per se. You can find treasures in here though. Got some cookies. Husband and wife. Looks like she's cooking and he's thinking about helping. We'll see what happens. He's got his sleeves rolled up, so maybe. And then they're all drooling over a pie. So yeah, fun, totally random, like random colors, random placement. Look at this beef chart. I like the brown print, it's pretty neat. And then, yeah, I'll definitely be skimming it for good recipes too. The older the cookbook, the less likely are they to have all convenience foods as ingredients, like, you know, cream of mushroom soup. I can't eat those because they have MSG in them. So the more whole foods or less processed, the better. And sometimes these really old church cookbooks have stuff that I can eat. Let's plant a tree. This was super fun. I just love the cover. I got it mainly for the cover, but inside each page has a different type of tree. I have a Trees of North America book that I like to use with color pictures, but this was just fun for free, you know. This is probably the oldest thing in the stack. The New Art General Electric Kitchen Institute. You can tell the age of certain books by when they were printed in the 30s, they almost always had this shiny paper. I don't know why. But look at that. Look at that kitchen and the overlay of the lady. I love how it's like this. The other one was landscape. This one's portrait. So you could probably set it up against your backsplash and have a little cookbook. Look at this kitchen. I love it. I know I'm already done with my kitchen journals, but y'all, if y'all are like me, you have enough to make 4 or 5 every year. It's probably the easiest type of ephemera to find. So last but not least, oh no, there's 2. Food preparation handbook. I'll probably put this one in my shop because I will not use this for junk journals. This is just a really cool ephemera piece of Kitchen Yesteryear. Is actually a Home Economics Association publication from this was a reprint in 63, originally 46. So I'm sure there are some things that were updated between that 20 years, but a really cool historical piece for someone who likes nostalgic cooking or a home ec teacher. And then this is another cookbook that's local. I had never heard of Manteca, but evidently it's in California. And the images in here are fun, but I got this one for the ads. You can tell they're old because the phone numbers look like that. But yeah, I love these little ads. They make great pockets and journaling cards. See? Isn't that fun? So that's why I bought this one. Or not bought. This was a free one. Look at her. She'll have to go in my Vintage Beauty folder. Tasted Sunshine. They say that their milk tastes like sunshine. I'll have to try that. I love milk. When I was a kid, I had to drink it, so I didn't really love it. But now that I'm an adult, I mean, I drink it. Some people get water when they're thirsty. I go get a big glass of milk. Look at that. Amazing. Okay, those were my free. Everything after the music books was free. Then I picked up this adorable little girl. I don't know why she has holes in her. And I really don't know, but there's holes here and here. But she's just a little girl with an umbrella and 2 cats and a raincoat. Made in Taiwan by Jasco. I'm guessing 80s if I had to guess. The paint job's not the best, but she's cute, and I thought I would like to have her on my vanity and look at her in the mornings, especially in the spring. I found a bag of Yoyos, handmade. They're pretty large. And this one looks Christmassy. I don't think it is, but... Oh, I see. Someone had started a quilt or something. So I'll just take this apart and use them individually. But it was 25 cents because everything in this thrift shop was half off. Not bad for 25 cents. Then I found this, and I have no idea what this is. I would love if someone knew what these are. This was also 25 cents. I don't know what these are. They expand out. It might be a band, like a streamer. That's what I was thinking, some sort of decoration. But as y'all probably remember, I have a folder going, it's to my left actually, for cat journals. And what a perfect piece of ephemera to put in those. They're double-sided. They can be used to decorate something or just cut it apart here or here and tuck it into a pocket. Or put, you know, 4 or 5 together and just have some ephemera that folds out so the recipient can do with it as they please. But yeah, let me know, made in Taiwan. Let me know what y'all think this is. It was just, I couldn't leave it there. Then I struck out and found, is that the right word to say? Struck out? Struck it rich? I'm really bad at misusing popular sayings. If y'all get to know me, I say the wrong, it's like almost the right thing, but I mess up a word. My husband makes so much fun of me for it in a loving way. Almost all of these that I have gotten, this Martha Stewart brand, someone has drawn a line, like a guide for themselves to show where to put the paper to start. But I never see stamps in thrift stores, but I found some Martha Stewart stamps, and this, I got 2 edge. They had more, but I was like, you start to run out of room, and you also feel bad about taking every single one, because I keep imagining someone being as excited about finding these for $3 as I was, because at my recraft store, these Martha Stewart stamps are usually $5 to $7, so I couldn't pass up a $3 edge stamp. I love this. This looks like eyelet, and this is like spring petals. Dogwood, maybe. And then I got this one. This is also Martha Stewart. I think this is a stamp, like a embosser. I tried it in the store on thin paper. The lady was nice enough to let me have a piece of paper. Let's try it here. And some cardstock. I think it sort of half punches and makes a design. Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't punch all the way out. It does that, which is so cool. And I feel like you're supposed to see like indentions, but I must not be pushing hard enough. Okay, I went and found another piece, a pink piece, and I'm going to put more weight on it this time. off camera so I don't like hit my camera. Okay, you can see it a little bit. It's not the best. Maybe that's why someone got rid of this stamp. You can see, oh, sorry, I was off camera. You can see a little bit of the dots and lines, but you know what? Even if it just does this, how cool is this to put this on the corner of a page in your journal? That's a very unique element. I thought it would be great for retro journals. And then last but not least, the sky. 5 petals. I thought it looked like the perfect 60s daisy. I'm getting out my little Dollar Tree scrap pack. This may actually not be Dollar Tree. This might be Hoblob. Okay, let's see. See how cute? So you could use it as is, or you could put a circle in the middle and it would look like a super retro daisy. Or a spring blossom. I mean, you could look at it several ways. So y'all tell me what you think. Are those stamps worth $3? I think I paid $4 for this one. Yeah. I think so. Oh, I didn't show you all the others. Let's do an edge on the pink. I punched a piece of notebook paper in the store and now it's all kind of tangled up inside there. Look, and that's so precious. And I thought that was super unique. I love Martha Stewart stamps. I don't know if they're still being made or if it was like, you know, they're all retired now. I'm not sure. I think Martha Stewart Crafts, I have several of her stamp kits. I think they are super high quality and very unique. I love them. Last of all, yesterday in our yard selling, we went to it was advertised as a quilter's yard sale. It was not outside, it was inside, and it was super awkward and super crowded because it was me and a bunch of other ladies and one husband crowded into this very small sewing room where we were saying, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. It was just wild. But I came there because I had seen in a photograph one piece of fabric that I wanted, and I got that piece plus 4 more, and as soon as I got what I needed, I left because it was so crowded. And a lot of the other stuff she had was not my style. So here's the piece of fabric that I got that I saw online in the little preview pic. This is for my Heidi journals. I love it. This was in a drawer of fat quarters, and she charged $1 a piece for these. And in the same drawer, it must be maybe from the same line or the same manufacturer, I found some calicos. These are little, they're actual tulips. Sometimes they don't look like that. They just have a round blossom, but these are tulip shaped, red and blue. And then I found these, like this was what I was talking about, the little round blossoms. I don't know what you call them, button blossoms. And black, white, and red, which is unique. I haven't found anything like this before. This looks like a reproduction of a vintage pattern. These are all nothing she had was vintage. Everything was, I'd say, within the last 20 years. And this was amazing right here. It looked like feed sack to me. So yeah, this was my little assortment. I don't think any of the other ladies were looking for this kind of stuff. I hope not, because I kind of went in and made a beeline for this one drawer. But she had a lot of batik, and I know batik is just so pricey. A lot of the women were just piling piles of batik fabric in their arms and getting those. But I like batik. But, you know, y'all know my true love is vintage and vintage looking. So that was my thrift score and Quilter's indoor yard sale score. Let me know what y'all think. What was your favorite? And head over to Dale's channel for more #thrifted treasures. I hope you guys have had a great weekend. I'm excited that I got to come to y'all twice this week, just because I happen to be able to go shopping twice this week. I am working on the custom journal. Here's a little sneak peek. The cover is sitting to the side because I have some stuff on top that I'm piecing together and I don't want to bother it. But these are the signatures right here, and it is all about, it's a Dennis the Menace theme journal, but it's all about little boys and how rambunctious but how lovable they are. And it's really, really sweet. It makes me think back to when my son was little. Such sweet memories. Super fun, super colorful, a little bit chaotic, as little boys can be, but I love it. I'm really enjoying this one. And of course, I will do a flip through when I'm finished with it. I think the colors are fun. Oranges, greens, blues. And I hope y'all like the finished product, hopefully next week. You guys have a great one, and I'll see you next time.